Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's President Draupadi Murmu addressed the 10th International Women's Conference being organized by the Art of Living International Centre at Kaveri in Karnataka on Thursday. Addressing the gathering, the President urged women to gather courage, dream big and utilize all their strength and potential to achieve their dreams. The President further emphasized that every human needs to put in extra efforts consciously to promote human values of love, compassion and unity. The fourth edition of Samvad, the Global Hindu-Buddhist Initiative for Conflict Avoidance and Environmental Consciousness, began in Thailand today. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared a video message during which he highlighted the deep cultural ties between India and Thailand, which have existed for over 2,000 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized that the teachings of Bhagwan Buddha can guide the world in creating a peaceful and progressive era. Prime Minister observed that conflicts today extend beyond people and nations, with humanity increasingly in conflict with nature. The fourth episode of Pariksha Pe Charcha focused on the important role of nutrition in enhancing mental clarity, energy and overall health. Nutrition experts discussed how good nutrition is essential for a sharp mind, emphasizing its role in academic and personal success. Wellness expert Ruchita Divekar highlighted that stress often leads to digestive issues among children. Health and nutrition influencer Ripant Himat Singhuka emphasized the importance of setting achievable, realistic goals for better well-being and success. Macrobiotic nutritionist Shonali Sabharwal recommended millet-based dishes in the breakfast for sustained energy throughout the day. On the 14th of February 2019, a suicide bomber targeted a convoy of the Central Reserve Police Force in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir, resulting in the tragic loss of 40 brave personnel. On the 6th anniversary of the Pulwama attack, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi remembered the valor of country's brave soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the attack. India's lower house Speaker Om Birla on Friday inaugurated a two-day orientation program for members of the 15th Haryana Legislative Assembly in Chandigarh. Organised by the Parliamentary Research and Training Institute for Democracies in collaboration with the Haryana Assembly Secretariat, the program aims at enhancing legislative knowledge and governance skills. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Thursday chaired a meeting with Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis to review the implementation of new criminal laws in the state. The third edition of Kashi Tamil Sangamam is starting from Saturday. The first group of 200 people, including students, teachers and writers, left for Varanasi from Chennai in a special train to participate in the program. India Pulses and Cranes Association, which is the apex body of India's pulses and cranes industry, hosted the 7th edition of the Pulses Conclave 2025 that concluded at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The IPG A 3-day Pulses Conclave 2025 theme was Pulses for Prosperity, Nourishment with Sustainability. The event emphasized on strategies to enhance India's pulses production to achieve self-reliance. The Pulses Conclave is the world's largest conference-cum-exhibition dedicated to the pulses sector, witnessing participation from over 30 countries, with 800+ delegates attending the conclave with a focus on key areas that are critical to the growth of the pulses sector. In a significant crackdown, the anti-narcotic cell in Navi Mumbai Police's crime branch jointly seized high-quality drugs worth approximately 1.1 crore rupees and arrested 3 African nationals. At close, Nifty dropped 102.15 points to 22,929.25. Sensex declined nearly 200 points to settle at 75,939.21. Indian rupee rose 9 paise to settle at 86.84 against the US dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on the 4th of April were priced at 86,250 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of next month maturity stood at 97,970 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Oil prices rose on Friday, poised to end 3 weeks of decline buoyed by rising fuel demand and expectations that the US plans for global reciprocal tariffs would not come into effect until the month of April. Brent crude futures were up at $75.46 US a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude gained 37 cents to $71.66 a barrel. TikTok returned to Apple's US App Store on Thursday. This comes after US President Donald Trump delayed its ban until the 5th of April, assuring companies that they wouldn't face fines for maintaining their platform. India's wholesale inflation eased to 2.31% in January 2025, down from 2.37% in December. Inflation for primary articles dropped to 4.69%, while the fuel and power category saw a deflation of 2.78%, improving from 3.79% in the previous month. The Reserve Bank of India imposed several restrictions on New India Cooperative Bank in Mumbai on Thursday, including on withdrawal of funds by depositors amid supervisory concerns. Making greater strides in the India-US special relationship, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had an excellent meeting with President Donald Trump at the White House in Washington, D.C. On arrival, President Trump and Prime Minister Modi warmly greeted each other and shook hands. The leaders held extensive talks on a wide range of subjects, including trade and technology, defense and security, energy, and people-to-people ties. In a historic announcement on Thursday, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump unveiled their target to boost bilateral trade to a staggering $500 billion by 2030, doubling the current figures. Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted the importance of increasing oil and gas trade to ensure India's energy security. The two countries are also ramping up their cooperation in the nuclear energy field. US President Donald Trump has announced that his administration has approved the extradition of the Hafur Rana, wanted by India for his role in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. India and the US defense partnership is set to scale new heights, with Donald Trump saying that he has offered to sell state-of-the-art fighter jets to India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said both the sides have decided to launch the Autonomous System Industry Alliance and a defense cooperation framework will be established. The two leaders also discussed the sensitive issue of illegal immigration, on which Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed on the need to finish the ecosystem of human trafficking. Earlier, US National Security Advisor Michelle Waltz, head of the US Department of Governance Efficiency, and the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, and entrepreneur and politician Vivek Ramaswamy called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The leaders discussed ways to deepen India-US partnership. US President Donald Trump gifted Prime Minister Narendra Modi a signed copy of his book called Our Journey Together, featuring unforgettable moments of their friendship and shared milestones. Vaccine critic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sworn in as U.S. Health and Human Services Chief. Trump signs executive order to establish a commission to make America healthy again. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will now oversee multiple high-profile agencies, including the FDA and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The U.S. Senate voted to confirm Kennedy 52-48. Trump's pick to head the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Indian-American Kash Patel, won the approval of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday. In a 12-10 party line vote, the panel approved Patel's nomination despite deep reservations by Democrats who said he is unfit to lead the Bureau. Security was high in Munich as the Munich Security Conference started on Friday, with some 5,000 officers deployed around the Bavarian capital as government heads and business leaders arrived for the conference. US Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is also in Munich for the conference. Briefing the media on the sidelines of conference, Zelensky said that Europe would unite around Ukraine for its own national security reasons. Russian cybercriminal Alexander Vinik is back in Moscow after a US prisoner swap, thanking President Vladimir Putin for securing his release. Alexander Vinik, who pleaded guilty to money laundering conspiracy in May 2024, was extradited to the US from Greece in 2022. Russian officials hail his return as a diplomatic victory. Hamas is expected to name 3 hostages for release this weekend in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Meanwhile, aid and fuel trucks continued to roll through Gaza on Friday. At least 6 people have been reported dead in a fire that broke out at a resort construction site in South Korea's Busan on Friday. Fire authorities have evacuated around 100 people from the resort. We are heading for a short break. We'll be right back.
Clean energy is the future for sure. We are still not able to produce enough energy through renewable sources yet. But why is it so, and how can we change that?
We introduced solar-powered street lights, cutting consumption by 5%. Then I had the government build green homes fitted with solar panels, making us more energy independent.
The panels contain a lot of rare commodities, and you can save a lot of energy if you use recycled materials.
We run off hydropower or wind power, so the electricity we have is sustainable and renewable. So of course that's the most sustainable we can do.
When it transforms and translates into results that is tangible, they can see the difference that it makes to their environment. It's a huge thing.
Welcome back. Let's continue. Tropical cyclone Zilia made landfall in northwestern Australia, bringing intense rain and destructive winds. The authorities ordered residents to stay indoors. The eye of the Category 5 storm, which is the highest rating on the scale, crossed the coast east of Port Hedland on Friday. A cyclone emergency warning remains in place for communities between Pardue and Wim Creek, including Port Hedland. Severe winter storms impacted major cities across Canada. Some 20 centimeters of snow was dumped on Toronto, shutting down the schools. Toronto is expected to brace the winter weather for the remainder of the week. Temperatures are expected to dip below 0 degrees Celsius. Powerful cold wave has brought continuous snowfall to many areas across Japan, causing casualties and widespread disruption. As per the authorities, the ongoing snowfall had left 13 dead and 173 injured as of Thursday. In Japan's Fukushima prefecture, an avalanche buried a key road, cutting off a road section of over 5 kilometers and stranding dozens of people in 3 hotels alongside the road. Floods swept away homes as heavy rains hit multiple Peru regions. In the southern city of Nazca, a flash flood destroyed several houses and left dozens of families requiring emergency assistance. The Civil Defense Regional Platform has declared an emergency session to coordinate relief efforts in affected areas in Peru. The Weather Service warned that more regions could face similar conditions in coming days. A powerful rainstorm drenched Southern California in the U.S., flooding areas that hit by wildfires last month. Authorities braced for floods and landslides in Los Angeles as rains lashed large parts of the state. The evacuation warnings and orders were active in Los Angeles, Ventura and Orange counties. According to the National Weather Service, some places may get rainfall of up to 6 inches. Mount Etna, Europe's tallest and most active volcano, has erupted once again, sending lava flows and thick clouds of ash into the sky. Mount Etna's eruption has raised concerns among local authorities and aviation officials, prompting the aviation colour code to be upgraded from orange to red. Couples from around the world are celebrating their love at Paris's iconic Eiffel Tower on Valentine's Day. Eiffel Tower commissioned the studio Marianne Curie to create the Love Bubble, a floral installation on the first floor viewing platform for couples. Filipinos flock to the popular flower market in Manila on the eve of Valentine's Day. Town Hall, also known as the flower capital of Manila, was decked up with colourful bouquets. An animal rights group in the Philippines opened its shelter and invited animal lovers to spend Valentine's Day at the Manila-based shelter. Organized by the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, a first state enabled visitors to interact with its shelter dogs. Head chef Nikki King prepared special Valentine's Day menu at Nobu Cape Town, which is a renowned Japanese-Peruvian fusion restaurant. King, the newly appointed to lead the kitchen, has crafted a 5-course menu using locally sourced ingredients. More than 100 couples exchanged their vows at a free mass wedding ceremony in Lima on the eve of Valentine's Day. The 103 newlyweds enjoyed music, danced and toasted to the prosperity of their marriages, all at the expense of the municipality of Lima. Cambodian youths donated blood to mark Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day Blood Drive is one of the events Cambodia has created to encourage young people to join humanitarian activities. An underwater wedding ceremony took place in Thailand's province. Before the ceremony, the couples were taken on a diving trip to explore the beauty of Hat Chao Mai National Park. Music returns to Iraq's Mosul, filling hearts and theatres. Hong Kong's Ocean Park's 2 baby panda twins will meet the public for the first time on Sunday. Each group of spectators will be allowed to view the animals for just 5 minutes. Listeners swayed as musicians performed on a stage on the banks of the Niger River at an annual festival. Mali's Culture Minister Mamadou Doff, who launched the Sichu Festival in 2005, emphasized the event's significance in the current context. The theme of the festival on the Niger was cultural diversity, peace and unity. A breathtaking natural spectacle of rime-covered trees and seas of rolling clouds has recently appeared in China's Altai prefecture. South Korean director Bong Joon-ho premiered his highly anticipated sci-fi comedy called Mickey 17 in London. Mickey 17 stars Toni Collette, Naomi Aki, Mark Ruffalo and Steven Yeun. Animated blockbuster Nisha 2 has become the first Chinese film to gross about $1.37 billion. The shooting for actor Robert Pattinson's star of The Batman Part 2 is due to start at the end of 2025. Actor Lucien Lewis-Count has joined the cast of the Sky and Future Artist Entertainment holiday film Tinseltown. Curtains fell down on India's 38th National Games in northern state of Uttarakhand on Friday. Services Sports Control Board emerged as the overall champion for the 5th time at the National Games, reclaiming the prestigious trophy. Sri Lanka beat Australia by 174 runs in second ODI to wrap up 2-0 series victory on Friday. Pakistan's Babar Azam became the joint fastest batter to score 6,000 runs in ODIs during tri-series final against New Zealand. ICC on Friday announced that the winner of the Men's Champions Trophy will earn $2.24 million while the runners-up will get $1.12 million as the prize money. Indian opener Shubman Gill has gained 1 place to move to second spot in the latest ICC ODI rankings for batters. New Zealand all-rounder Rachin Ravindra is back at training session after he was hit in face by Paul, but he's unlikely to play Champions Trophy opener. Coach Brendan McCullum said injuries in the squad prevented England from training ahead of the last two one-day internationals against India. Norwegian middle distance runner Jacob broke the world indoor mile record at the World Athletics Indoor Tour Gold meeting on Thursday. World Chess champion Lee Gukesh fought back from a hopeless position to eke out a draw against Ali Reza Firoza in France. India lost 0-3 to Japan in quarterfinals of the Badminton Asia Mixed Team Championship in China. Top seed Daniil Medvedev began his Open 13 Province campaign with a straight sets victory over Frenchman Herbert in Mazy. Former top 10 player Diego Schwartzman has retired from tennis after he lost in the second round of the Australian Open. Real Madrid are close to a contract extension with Vinicius Jr. amid interest from Saudi Arabia clubs. And defending champions Bayer Leverkusen host Bayern Munich on Saturday, needing to a perfect day to defeat the Bavarian giants and keep the Bundesliga title race alive. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.